BackstageAxxess.com. We got a real special guest for you guys today. We have none other than the lead singer of Our Lady Peace, Raine Maida. Raine? Hey. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today, man. These guys are going on stage very shortly in Lockport, and the new CD is coming out very soon, so we have a lot of questions to ask Raine. And the first question I have, 7 Studio CD. It's going to be called Burn Burn. It's going to be released a couple weeks on the 21st. What's the significance behind the title?
There's a Kerouac poem that I really dig that talks about freedom and like flying above the status quo, and this record for us was a lot of parallels to that because we own it. You know, we did 6 records with Columbia or Sony, and first time we've been able to own our masters. So I don't know. I don't want to say it affected our other records being under a major label, but there was a lot of freedom, and we really enjoyed that when we were making this record.
You're taking up residence right now in LA, and the band's come out to work with you at different points working on this record. Was this a new approach on this record that you guys taken to do this when working individually at different times rather than just the whole band getting together and cranking it out?
Yeah, the whole thing was different. You know, the last 2 records we did with the Bob Rock, still Metallica and Motley Crue and all those bands, and love Bob, but we just decided to really strip it down, not have anyone else in the studio, just the 4 of us, trusting our instincts, and kind of getting back to like the beginning, the way this band started when it was just the 4 of us, and we didn't, you know, that there's something, when you're naive like that, music and the creative process is a little bit different, so we really tried to hone that part of the creative process.
You were the producer on this, and this is the first time for the band. Did you notice was there a lot of disagreements because this is kind of a first that a band member's actually taken reins, you know, at producing?
You know what? It was the easiest record that we've ever made. There was no tension. We weren't precious about songs. We'd kind of get a song going in the morning, and then by 10 o'clock at night, it was pretty much cut, and we left it. And you know, when the next time they came out to LA, we listened to it, and you know right away because no one took copies. So that was kind of the way we produced ourselves, in the sense of not having someone for, you know, objective opinion. That was the objective opinion, and yeah, it was. I don't know, it's crazy how easy it was. And there was a lot of great energy. You know, there's always a little bit of tension in terms of playing the songs live and not really knowing them that well. Right. But I think that's what we wanted the music to have, a little bit of that tension.
Was there a lot of pressure on you doing it as, you know, having, so to speak, an outside guy coming in? You know, you pretty much give the reins to him and there's no pressure on you, but you taking over reins, did you feel like I have to make this a great CD because it was all on you? I
mean, I produce because I like it, you know. So the artists that I work with in LA, and you know, the production thing for me is fun. Our Lady Peace, what we did in this record, we just took the best parts of whatever we were over the last like 10 years and tried to make a consistent CD. And the thing about the way we recorded it was nothing was forced ever, or nothing was compromised. We're on every record pass because of circumstance, whether it's the producer's got to leave or we spent too much money, you know. It's like shit gets compromised, and there's always 3 or 4 songs that really will never probably ever play live and don't want to talk about. This record doesn't have any of that. Every song is solid.
What can the fans expect on this CD? Then obviously your past 6 studio releases.
I think you know, you just feel. I think I think all the songs are great, but I think there's inherent energy, just this really kind of tangible. It feels very fresh, and it feels, you can hear it, that it wasn't something that was labored over and overproduced, and it was captured live, and we recorded the CD basically live off the floor. So I think people get that energy.
The new song's tearing it up right now. You shot a video with Canadian starlet Sheann Grimes, and you know, All You Did Was Save My Life. Where was it shot, and who was the director for that?
A friend of ours from England named Scott Weintraub, and we shot it just just west of Toronto, and Sheann Grimes is just a little badass girl, so we needed someone that would, you know, kind of put up with us, and she was a fan of the band, so it was pretty easy, and she's cool.
The band's scattered out pretty much for July and August all over the place. You guys don't really do like a so-called tour from like city to the next city. Is this more of a promotional tour you guys are doing?
It's, you know, it's just we wanted to be out on the road when the record was coming out, and you know, in the summer there's tons of festivals, so we're bouncing around. You know, I think in August we start in Texas and kind of make our way up, but it probably won't be till either later in the fall or the new year when we do a proper tour. Yeah.
You did a solo album in 2007 called Hunter's Lullaby. How do you balance your solo efforts with, say, you know, your participation in the band?
You know, the solo thing, I think it was very different. It's stuff that's been kind of circulating in my head for years now, and it doesn't feel like it steps on Our Lady Peace's toes per se. You know, it's the music. It's a lot of kind of spoken word stuff. It's very beat driven. So it was just fun and easy for me to do. I didn't feel like I'm competing against the band or there was any weird stuff, because it's definitely way left of center of that. So for that fact alone, it's very easy to do.
You're also an actor. Is there any upcoming roles we should be aware of?
I'm not an actor, man. I am not an actor, and music is my game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically that's kind of like a side thing that you do with fill in some holes here and there, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'd rather make a solo record than do a movie.